The Los Angeles Lakers are officially eliminated from playoff contention after getting swept in the Western Conference Finals by the seemingly dominant center Nikola Jokic and extremely dominant point guard Jamal Murray. The Lakers need to make some changes this offseason if they want to be in a similar position next season. As we know, next season will change a lot in the Western Conference. Maybe the Nuggets will come off their first championship, so they might be considered the best team in the West. The Suns will have now a whole regular season with Kevin Durant to try and get that figured out, including an offseason which they can potentially add role players to complement the likes of Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker. The LA Clippers might be healthy with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, which would be a big staple and can really hurt the Lakers considering how well they play against the Lakers in the regular season every single year. The Sacramento Kings, a young dynamic team, will be back in the playoffs with more age, which will help them considering a lot of their core is just young players that are just really good. So a whole offseason of training to them. The Golden State Warriors will come back with probably some offseason moves like they always do that'll push them over the edge. The West is no cheap next year, and the Lakers have to figure out some reason or some way to put them over the top. In this video, I will do my best to make them be over the top in the West. We'll see how it pans out. As far as I'm concerned, the Lakers only have a certain amount of assets and certain things that they can do in the offseason that is actually legal. Unless they decide, you know what, we're just going to start kidnapping NBA players and putting them on our roster. But yeah, let's get straight into the video, man. How the Lakers can improve over the offseason this year. Okay, first, let's start with LeBron Raymond James, the man who has never went to college. So now he can play college ball with his son. LeBron has the opportunity to go down and play for USC this year. Imagine the fucking ticket sales when you have the 39-year-old greatest of all time playing NCAA basketball for you. 39 hooping, are you crazy? But LeBron James is just known to make the spotlight, okay? The second that he got swept by the Nuggets, he said he might retire. Then a week later, or it hasn't even been a week, maybe 3 days later, LeBron James says he wants to go play college ball with his buddy down there in USC. That came out of him. It's your son. Anyway, LeBron James might go play NCAA basketball. In this video, we're going to act like that doesn't happen. And we're going to act like he doesn't retire. Because if that happens, I mean, the Lakers have no chance. So why even make a video? Let's start with free agency for the Lakers. I think free agency is very simple for the Lakers. Your first free agent, who made $29 million this year, was D'Angelo Russell. Disappointed in the playoffs, was a walking cone on defense. Playmaking, not that good. He just didn't have any upside to him in the playoffs like he always does. And even in the regular season, I think he did enough things right to make it look like a great trade when you got rid of Russell Westbrook. But I think that's just how bad Russell Westbrook was, that it made D'Lo look acceptable. So yeah, making $29 million last year, he's an unrestricted free agent this year. You let him walk. There's no reason to bring D'Angelo Russell back. If your team hurts because of it, that's fine, but you cannot pay this man. Now, the other LA free agents coming up is Lonnie Walker, Rui Hachimura, and Dennis Schroeder. Let's start with Lonnie Walker. To me, I want him to be re-signed if I was a Lakers fan. Lonnie Walker's a good defensive player and a scoring threat as, I don't know, like a fourth or fifth option on a championship team. He won't bring you too much, but he did bring you sparks in the playoffs, and I think that's something you have to bank on. Lonnie Walker is good enough to bring your team 16 points every once in a while. Maybe he'll average 11 points over the regular season. If he's averaging 16 or 17 over the regular season, you're already tanking. But Lonnie Walker is a good level role player to me. Rui Hachimura deserves his flowers. Re-sign this man. Give him a good amount of money. I say in the ballpark is $17 to $19 million is what the Lakers might have to give up for Hachimura. He proved himself in the playoffs this year as he did in previous years, but since he is in LA, everybody thought of his playoff resilience as even better than it was in Washington, even though it wasn't that much different. However, though, 13 points per game, 70% true shooting percentage. They should have given him the ball a lot more in those playoff series. I thought he was killing the Nuggets. I thought he was killing the Warriors. I thought he was killing the Grizzlies. I look at the stats, and he was. But they weren't giving him enough shot attempts for him to really be averaging like 20-some a game. If he averaged 20-some in a game in those series, maybe the Nuggets still win. I think the Nuggets 100% still win, but maybe that series goes 6, and then you go out in a more respectable fashion. And last but not least, or he is least maybe, Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder, all right player. I think he brings a lot of energy to the game. Although Jamal Murray killed his ass, Dennis Schroeder did show a lot of heart playing defense there, and it's kind of like, would you rather have him playing defense on Jamal Murray or Austin Reaves, who is a big scoring threat and you don't want him to foul? You'd probably rather want Dennis Schroeder to play defense on him. That Lakers team was just so shallow. It was so much of Anthony Davis carrying his weight in the playoffs and LeBron James every once in a while carrying his weight too. And Rui Hachimura going off for good games, like I said earlier. But anyway, Dennis Schroeder, if you want to re-sign him, you bring him back on a vet minimum. If not, it's not a big loss to the Lakers. Now let's talk about free agency, but on the offensive side, what the Lakers can do to bring in talent instead of talent that they already have on their team that they let walk or re-sign. So in 2023 to 2024, in this offseason, their thought of cap is $29.5 million. After all the exceptions, after all the cap holds, maybe you can add a few $1,000,000 because of luxury tax. They're always in a luxury tax, so they will get a little bit more lenience in that as long as they pay more money, and they will because they're the Los Angeles Lakers. They have around $30 million in a cap slot. So obviously you can go for big players like James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kristaps Porzingis, Draymond Green, or Jeremy Grant. That'll take up most of that space. But to me, unless it's Jeremy Grant, who I think fits pretty well, I don't think the Lakers should do that. So yeah, they can get a max player, but I don't think they should. James Harden is not good in the playoffs. Kyrie Irving, I mean, big name, sell some more tickets. It's not like you already have LeBron James and Anthony Davis in Los Angeles. Like, you don't need to worry about selling tickets. Kristaps Porzingis, good defender, good shooter, had a really good season last year, but I don't think he's worth all of your money. And Draymond Green, just a chance to come over because he loves LeBron so much. That's the only reason I put him down there. But yeah, he'd probably yield about $14-15 million just because of his veteran, knowledge. So if the Lakers do re-sign Rui Hachimura and Lonnie Walker, I think they'll have around $12 million to play with in cap space. And I think these are the 4 best players that you can probably get for around that area. Then you can also add the mid-level exception for them. Since they're a tax-paying team, it'd be, I think it's $5 or $6 million. So anyway, the first one is Jakob Poeltl. Good defensive big, and you guys kind of needed that at times. When you were facing Jokic and you wanted to run free safety, you were running it with Rui Hachimura, and you wouldn't play AD with Poeltl. But I think Poeltl can bring you enough defense from a backup center standpoint that you're not losing way too much when AD goes to the bench. And AD this postseason, offensively kind of weird, defensively always all-time great. The next player that they should bring in, and I think that should be at the top of their list, is Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown, if he wins a championship with the Nuggets this year, might do something similar like what Bobby Portis did with the Milwaukee Bucks and take a team-friendly contract to return. And I hope he does. I mean, I'm a Nuggets fan. But if he doesn't, he'll probably be yielding around $11 to $17 million a year, considering how well he plays in the playoffs and in the regular season so far this year. The next player is Seth Curry. Seth Curry, good pickup, I think, a good shooter. He's not going to bring you much defense. So it's kind of like if you ever running a backcourt of Austin Reaves and Seth Curry, you're in for a lot of defensive woes. But I think Seth Curry is solid enough to consider signing him. He'll yield around $6 to $8 million. And the last one is Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig had a good season with the Suns, was pretty damn good in the playoffs, played really good defense. Torrey Craig has been improving every single year of his career. Is he a star? No. Is he an upcoming star? Of course not. But Torrey Craig does improve. I would say that would be a really good investment, and he'd probably only want $4 to $5 million. And very quickly, let's talk about Austin Reaves. I think he was a great find for the Lakers, and that's saying it lightly. He was an amazing find for the Lakers, considering how much they did with him in the playoffs, him at the forefront of offense and a good amount of their games in the playoffs. But they need to sign this man quickly. If they don't, they have a chance of losing him to unrestricted free agency. And I think they might likely just lose him to unrestricted free agency. Austin Reaves has the early bird rights, and if you don't know what that is, that means he can get 175% of his current salary or 105% of the league average salary. 175% of his current salary is $3.6 million. There's no way in hell that he's taking that. He played way too good for $3.6 million. If he does, the Lakers fans should be kissing his feet till the days he dies. But anyway, 105% of league average salary is around $10 million. I think he can get more money from another team, maybe like a Memphis Grizzlies who want to just add depth. They're always adding depth. Or some other team that might look at him with star potential. Hey, let's add this young guy to our core, even though we didn't get a good pick this year. Maybe the Detroit Pistons try and give him a good offer. Who knows? I feel like it's like a Fred VanVleet situation. Played well in the playoffs, Now he might cash the hell out and make around $17 to $20 million a year. Do I think he deserves it? Maybe not 20, maybe 17 he deserves, but since he's in a big market, it's going to be blown out of proportion. So anyway, if they do not sign him with $10 million or 3.6, which I think he declines both, he's gone. Goodbye, Austin Reaves. You're in a different market now. Anyway, let's get on to trades. And I think the Lakers have none of them. I don't think they can make a trade. I mean, when you're looking at the players that they have, a lot of the players are coming off the books, and your two big guys at the top are eating so much of your cap space. And for you to fill out this team with depth, you can't really make any good trades. You have Malik Beasley maybe as a trade chip. I don't think he has much value. You know, forgot that big 7'2" guy's name, Mamba. But he's not a trade chip either. I don't think they can make any trades. Also, considering Rob Pelinka wanted to keep his young players and young assets, like he said on Twitter, I think there's no way that you get a trade done. He said he wants to keep the young players, and to me, these are the players of like Austin Reaves, Max Christie, Lonnie Walker, and Rui Hachimura if they re-sign him. So all of those players, if you're going to re-sign every single one of them and just keep Max Christie, you're not going to make a trade. This team is somewhat locked in besides those 4 role players that they could sign in free agency. Anyway, what do you think this will bring the Lakers in the playoffs? Do you think that this team, if they added a Bruce Brown or a Jakopoto, do you think they went from Western Conference Finals contenders to, I don't know, maybe Finals contenders? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notification, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Hey, come on, I got a bag on me. You try to take it, leave you stinking like your last homie. She kinda cakey, little baby, put that ass on me. But I ain't that horny, do you got some cash for me? Why every time you ask him that, bitches act funny. And you keep trying to hold the strap, you won't slap for me. You too happy, I can tell you never had money. Every time you get on live, gotta flash money.